My friend, we have Edelweiss that was written Rodgers and Hammerstein. We're gonna look at the first measure. It has a sharp, which means it's an F sharp, the top line of the treble clef, and we know we're in the key of G major. So we have G major, we have A minor, we've got B minor, we have C major, we have D major, E minor. Here's where our diminished comes into play. We're gonna have F sharp diminished, which looks a whole heck of a lot like a D7. You can bar the whole thing and put your finger down up the top here, and then it resolves right back to G major. So when we go to the first measure, we're gonna take this slowly, as the marking for the tempo actually suggests. So for this, our first note's going to be a B note, so let's register that in our head. I'm not gonna sing that high, so we're gonna break it down pretty low. That probably is good, or I could go. Doesn't look like there's any lower notes, but nobody wants to hear bass. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. G to D7. G back to C to G. E minor 7 with the D, and then an A minor back to a D7. Now remember, you can play the big old bar chord D7, or you could play the open one where you leave the C and the A string open. Either one. Try and switch them up, see what you think. And then when we go through the G major to D7, G major back to C to G to D7 back to G. Here's where we have the blossoms of the snow may bloom, and then it goes through the process of the rest of the song. We have our D7. Here's where I would use the bar chord because I use a little bit more movement with the rhythm. To G, back to C. Here's our A, back to a D. Split it with a D7, acting as a passing chord, the F sharp diminished. And then it goes to the G major, to a D minor, to a C major, to a C minor, to a G major, using the D7 as a D, F sharp diminish, back to G. Here's the rhythm of it with a little pizzazz. Remember, the chords that are outside of our G major diatonic scale are going to be, well, the E minor's in there, but the D is added for an E minor 7. When we play an A major, that is outside of the key. It's like our A minor, but we add the C sharp for the major tonality, adding the A, C sharp, E for a 1, 3, 5. And then we're gonna move all the way through to the next chord like an E7. Yes, sirree, bad. It could be played like this. That works. However, that E7 is a lot more fun to play like this because it gives you more tonality. And I reserve that to be called a G6. It just feels better that way. Anywho, when we're going through here, here's what it would sound like. Very pretty song. I would suggest try and go in a little slower than I did there, just to give emphasis to how beautiful those chords are together. Very rarely do you see something do a D to a D7 to a G, and then go through the process of seeing a D minor to a C, then C minor. That movement is just wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this song as I did. Aloha.